ranking all JJK manga I currently have from worst to best.
And number 18 has to go to volume 2 of JJK. As it's more of the earlier covers for this manga series, I feel like the manga just offers way better covers as the series progresses. I feel like they really up their game in the color scheme, the drawings of it, and overall how it really looks clean. This is a pretty good one still, but I just wouldn't say it's in my top 10. That's why I'm putting it all the way down to number 18. For me, number 17 has to go to volume 0 of JJK. Again, I just feel like it's a little bit too bland because all the newer ones, and even I think after volume 5 or 6 maybe, there really is a lot more to the covers. There's a lot more action going on. There's a lot more colors going on. I just feel like this is a little bit more bland to what we currently have, and that's why I put that at number 17. Don't hate me for this one, guys, but for number 16, I'm going to have to go with volume 4 of JJK. Again, really cool cover, guys, but I would have to put this at 16 still. Not in the sense because it's bad, but in the sense because I think the series could do better. Overall, though, I really like the background and what they did to it. I really think the colors of blue and black really match together and make him stand out a lot more. Really cool cover, though. For number 15, I'm going to have to go with number 3. Again, a really cool cover overall. I really like what they did with the background and how they made Nomura's clothes a little bit more pinkish red to match the color scheme in the background. I also really like the attention to detail with the straw doll right here, the hammer and the nails in her mouth, knowing she's going to use her curse technique right there. Really cool cover. Again, I wouldn't put it in my top 10 though, so for that, it's going to go in number 15. For number 14, I'm going to have to go with number 11 of JJK. Even though I really like Nanami as a character, I just feel like the background is a little bit more blandish to what we usually have. And it kind of copies volume 4 of the JJK a bit with the black and blue. Not entirely copying. Don't like quote me on that. But I just feel like there's a little bit more to offer in the JJK covers than what this one has. Overall, still a good cover. Just not in my top favorites. So that's why it's going to go in number 14. At number 13, I'm going to have to go with volume 1 of JJK. Really like this cover. However, I wouldn't put it as my top 10, so I'm going to have to put it at 13. I really like the attention to detail of how they put Sukuna's mouth in his hand, showcasing the takeover. I really like the background here as well, and how Yuji's color scheme and his clothes matched the background as well. It really makes his hair, the pinkish hair, pop out for him. Really like this cover, putting it at number 13. At number 12, I'm going to have to go with volume 7 of JJK. Really like what they did with Choso. I feel like the background matches his character really perfectly with the red, kind of like the bloodish red. Really like what they did here. As you can see, he's holding his brother's hands. Really cool how they paid attention to detail with that. Really like the cover. Really like how they drew Choso right here. Honestly, really good cover. I would put it in my top 10 if I feel like there wasn't better that they could have done. Overall, still a great manga cover. That's why it's at number 12. Number 11, it's going to have to go to volume 5 of JJK. I really like what they did here with the colorful scheme in the background, matching Toto's heart for her, you know. Really like what they did here. Really like the background. The two colors flow perfectly along with the two characters in the front. I really like this cover. It's going to go to my number 11 spot. This is where we get to my top 10. At number 10, I have to go with volume 6 of JJK. Overall, I really love the color scheme here. I love how everything flows perfectly, and it just matches Mahito really perfectly. I really like the artwork as well. As you can see, all the transfigured people right here. I really love the attention to detail of that. It just overall a really, really cool cover. I like how it shows like a little bit of glow right here. I love how they made that effect. This is why it's at my number 10. At number 9, it's going to have to go to number 17. Really like the cover here. I like the gradient of purple here that matches with the dark, I think that's dark black, dark purple. I don't know. I really like how that flows together. I would put this a little bit higher, but I feel like there's a little bit better. I really like the artwork though. How it shows the blood from his hands going dripping down. Really cool attention to detail. Really like it. That's why it's going to go in my number 9 spot. Number 8 is going to have to go to volume 16 of JJK. I really like the attention to detail and the color scheme here. I feel like the color scheme in the background flows perfectly together, and it makes Gato's body stand out perfectly. I'm very sorry if I pronounced the name wrong. I'm not really good with the names, but I really love the attention to detail here. I love like the purple ambient color right here for his clothing. I also love how the yellow pops out just a teeny bit more than the purple. Really love the attention to detail here as all the liquids flow down to his head. Really cool, really great. That's why it's at my number 8 spot. At number 7, it's gonna have to go to number 15. Really love what they did here with the background and his expression in Mahito's face. I really love how they see him pulling his skin a little bit more, just exposing the jaw and really showing how terrifying he could be. Really, really love what they did here with the color scheme. The front, not even just the background, the front too, of how the pinkish looks, making the purple and pink in the back stand out a little bit more and keeping this a little low-key. Really love what they did here. The color scheme on Mahito's body, perfect. The hair flowing down, really good. I really like this. That's why it's at my number 7. At number 6, it's going to have to go to volume 13 of JJK. Really, really like what they did here. I love the detail of all the blood and in the hands too. As you can see, the little hatches. Really good for shading. I love the sword. The sword is absolutely perfect in my opinion of how they made it and how they drew it. The background flows really nicely, making him pop out so much. I really like the attention to detail in the face too, with the expression, the clothing, all the color schemes. Everything just pops really good. Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like the color scheme and how they make it pop and how they make it the character stand out is really important to me, and how the covers are. That's why it's at my number 6 spot. Starting at top 5. Top 5 for me is volume 9 of JJK. I honestly just love how clean and how simple, but the attention to detail on the cover is. The simpleness of the color gradient in the background really makes him pop a lot. Gato, I'm sorry again if I pronounce it wrong. The color scheme, though, amazing on his clothing, which makes it pop even more because of the dark background. I just love how simple and clean this background looks, as well as the curse right here he's holding, making it a little colorful in his hands. Really like it. That's why it's at my number 5. At number 4, it's going to have to go to volume 14 of JJK. I just really like what they did with the color scheme here, how they made it a little, I think that's pinkish purple, I would say, and then the blue here separating the two. Really like how it looks on Sukuna's body, because it makes him have two sides of different colors that match perfectly together. Really like the attention to detail here and the color scheme, of course. I would say really cool how they show his mouth right here in his hand. That the attention to detail there is insane. Really like it, and that's why it's in my top 4. In my top 3, I'm gonna have to go with volume 10 of JJK. Again, I just love how clean and sleek it looks. The purple gradient or the pinkish gradient in the background really makes all the Mechamaru robots pop really well as making him, Mechamaru, pop really well. I just love how he's in the center, making him stand out even more, because everything else around him is all grayish, so you only center your eyes on him at first because of how colorful, even though he's not really colorful, just the amount of uncolorfulness around him makes him really pop. So I really like that. Really like the attention to detail in each sculpt right here and his clothing pieces. Really nice coloring, really nice detail in it. That's why it's in my top 3. Number 1, it's gonna have to go to volume 18 of JJK. Wow, this manga cover is amazing. I really love the color scheme. I really love the gradients in each and every color. I feel like it just pops everything out so well. I love how the cards right here match Akari perfectly because of his domain expansion. I really love the colors in the background and how they make the yellow pop a little bit more. I love the attention to detail to everything. That's why this is my top 2. Absolutely stunning manga cover. For number 1, the manga cover has to go to volume 8 of JJK. This one is absolutely perfect. I really like this. This is the best manga cover in my collection. I wouldn't say that it's the best manga cover in all the JJK, but currently I do not own all the JJK manga. So for now, this one is my top 1. I really love the background here. Really love the purple and green and how they flow together smoothly, and how it matches Choji's skin color right here because of how they made it greenish to match the background, especially with the black clothing right there with a little bit of purple, admitting the background colors beautifully. I really love how clean and simple it looks, but also how the attention to detail is insane here. Overall, this is my top pick for all my JJK manga. Overall, this was my ranking of all my JJK manga from worst to best. Please excuse me if I got anything wrong or if I missaid anything about the character, anything in the background. If I got something wrong as like the curse behind them or what they're doing or who they are, please excuse me. It's been a while since I've read or watched it. I'm planning to read it again because of how much I liked it. So please, I hope you enjoyed this video and let me know if you want another ranking of my manga I have in my collection.